One of our most powerful tools as habitat managers is what we call plant succession. Plant succession is the orderly, predictable change in plant communities over time. In ecological terms, we say that nature abhors a vacuum. In other words, if we plow an area, there's going to be something come up. Or a common way of saying that is that Mother Nature is not a nudist. There's going to be something to protect the soil. So different types of soil disturbance at different times of the year can be very important to us because we can adjust the plant community. And if we know we want to grow sunflowers, for example, we disturb the soil at a certain time. If we want to grow other plants, maybe a soil disturbance at other times of the year. We're in what we'd call a check area. There's been no soil disturbance here. It's primarily Texas wintergrass. Not a very good plant community for quail. But follow me right over here. We disked this area last October. Now we have a spattering of sunflowers. We've got quite a bit of western ragweed coming up in here, which is a desirable for quail, and a lot of some other forbs, one called rush pea, and here's some dayflower. We increased our forb diversity quite a bit. This was an October disc. Now walk back over and let me show you what a December disc date did, because sometimes just adjusting, just modifying that date of disturbance as little as 2 months produces a vastly different plant community. If you want to grow sunflowers here in the rolling plains, you want a disc in December, January time frame. Now, if you're into growing quail, you got to be into growing bugs, different types of insects. And as we change plant diversity, typically we change arthropod diversity and arthropod abundance. We want to grow lots of bugs. Bugs are MREs for quail, meals ready to eat. So if we can provide a lot of bugs out here, that's good for the mom and papa quail, and it's essential for those quail chicks. Let's see what we got in this untreated area. I see one true bug and then 2 little grasshopper nymphs. That'd be a pretty paltry selection. Let's see what we can do over here in one of these disc strips. A little tougher to get through these sunflowers. See what we have here. Okay. See any difference? Mm-hmm. A lot of difference there in the number of beetles. Looks like a good many different flies. One nice grasshopper there, just right for a mama quail. And also, not only have we changed the arthropod abundance, but I want you to look at the structure of the habitat through a quail's eyes. Remember, a quail stands 6 inches tall. So I want you to consider yourself a quail. How easily would it be for you to get your chicks to move through these sunflowers? Makes excellent brooding habitat. So one of the things that we want to do is improve the structure of the habitat. Just make it accessible to the quail, and especially those quail chicks. Remember, those chicks are only stand about 1/4 inch tall when they're hatched. And if we're in vegetation that's too thick, it becomes like a bamboo forest to them. They just literally can't function. They can't get around through it. So we want a habitat for brooding that has a lot of bugs, but that also is easy for them to get around in and has cover overhead to keep the hawks off of them. So good brooding habitat should have lots of bugs, easy access, easy travel, and overhead cover to keep the hawks off of them. One of our most basic tools of wildlife habitat management is plant succession. I often say that there's only really 2 rules whether you manage them for wildlife or for livestock. Know your plants and know how to manipulate them. Know which plants are important to your particular species of wildlife, in our case Bob White's, and then know which tools, axe, plow, cow, fire, can be used to adjust to that suite of plants.